Hi, this is Daily Spark Day 84. The question is, where does my identity depend on contrast rather than substance? Where does my identity depend on contrast rather than substance? I feel um, I feel attacked. You should have read this before I started the video because this is too, when you feel like too seen, too vulnerable. I kind of feel that way right now because this goes way back to childhood, and obviously it goes way back. It goes way, obviously, whatever. It goes way back to my childhood conditioning and trauma. And so I think that's why it feels so vulnerable, because it's taken so long to see this clearly within myself and to want to even look at it and work with it, heal it, grow through it. So it's kind of like still something every day, especially this year and the last few years, but it's like the thing that keeps growing every freaking day. Now it's on my mind. I can't believe, of course I can believe it. It showed up. Something weird is happening with these questions. For me, anyway. I don't know about you. So, where does my identity depend on contrast rather than substance? Okay, I know I'm not alone in this, because believe me, in all the exploration I've done, once I saw it clearly within myself and knew it was like the biggest challenge of my life to overcome. I don't say that lightly either. It might be the biggest that so many things stem from. There are probably bigger ones, but I'll be bold and say it's one of the biggest. Having grown up, and let's just say a whole lifetime of not feeling a sense of agency, self-directed authorship of my life, even though I have been the independent one and blah 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 blah. That was a coping mechanism and all of that, for still feeling inside like not the captain of my ship, like and not even knowing what I wanted in this life. It was just sort of like by contrast, I know what I don't want, I know what I don't want, I know who I'm not, and like it was like always triangulating myself and in defining myself in the negative, and that I'm not that, because my sense of agency of like the creator in me, the manifester in me, like my creator energy, radio silence, offline for most of my life. I mean, you would think I was creating things and doing things and having experiences that seemed pretty amazing and all the things, having great jobs, uh, like, you know, but it was still, when you look back on the whole way through, getting into things through a method of, I say triangulating, but it's just sort of like bouncing off the contrast to say, oh, not that, and not that far, and not that, and not that, and not that, which then, if you do enough of that, there's an opening in between the knots in the NOTs. Like there's an opening that is like, it's like ping pong, ping, 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 ping. The ball eventually goes somewhere as it bounces off things. So I hope that's a good visual. It feels pretty good to me. It feels pretty accurate. Man. And so yeah, my identity most my life has been the ping pong effect, and that's just myself shot through to where I am now, which is wherever. I don't know what it is, but that's who I am, where I am, and what I am right now is because of that. Versus like what's the alternative? That's the thing every day I think about. The substance, the creative substance, the creative energy within me that creates a self of substance versus abstraction and negation. I just have to end there. I don't think I can say it any better. I could just give more watered down examples over and over, but that's the thing I work on every day is like, it's like the know thyself. Who am I? As I get rid of more of the ick, like we'll do more shadow work and like illuminate the things that the unseen forces that drive my life, my, those old things, the conditioning, the trauma, the compensation behaviors, the maladaptive behaviors, the dysfunctional behaviors and thoughts and all the things. As I worked on that over and over and over and over, whatever's coming up, just, it's like so much work. It's fun though. I love it. But it is a lot of work. And then it's like, okay, like getting through that, there's still so much more. And that's why I think, and this is like an everyday thing, is like, I'm getting rid of more and more of the negation aspect. More and more, I'm getting rid of more and more of the ping ponging off the what I'm not, and trying to define more of what I am and what I want and why I'm here and what I'm doing, what's my greatest contribution. And it's all self-actualization stuff, but it's the substance. And I love how this question framed it. It gives me a lot to work with on this journey. So what about you? Do you feel like that's been a driver in your life to some extent? Is like, what am like, because I grew up with, I think in a world in my family where, and I hear it still every day, it's like the fear of like, don't be that, don't do that. Like, you got to behave like this so that you don't get singled out or in trouble or blah, 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 blah. It's like, that's all negation. That's all based on contrast, comparison with others. And that's like, ooh. I didn't grow up, I don't think, with parents who told me, like, you could be anything. What do you want to be? Let's go explore it. Let's play. Let's make mistakes. And it's like, ooh, can't make mistakes. You got to just be good right out of the womb. You got to be perfect. So that's why it's like, I know where this stuff comes from. And that's just the conditioning part, not even the trauma part. And so it's like, how, and as an adult, to wake up one day and be like, how'd I get here? Man, it feels like that's the mission I'm on lately. So that's it. I'm going to go now. I feel attacked and seen and vulnerable and kind of empowered, actually, in a way, by contrast, because it's not an uncommon problem, and it's one of my greatest challenges, and I'm up for it in this lifetime. Bye.